How about them Broncos? That's right. I'm playing the OBT music. Time in Broncos country, 38-6. Oh my God. Please, Broncos, don't hurt him. Maybe you can hurt him a little bit. I mean, Atlanta was really banged up in this game. Hope everybody's okay. Broncos country, this one is for you and you and you. It's not for the Bo Nix haters, though. Y'all can get back. Y'all can be quiet now. Hating on my man Bo Nix. It is time for Orange and Blue Postgame Live. 38-6. Are you kidding me? I mean, I had predicted a Broncos win, but 38-6. Yeah, that just happened. Welcome in, everyone. Cecil Lammey rocking the Bo Nix jersey because you gotta believe. You gotta believe. And you've got to watch Bo Nix continue to grow and shine as a young quarterback. Here to talk about it all. Really a complete game from this squad. Absolutely amazing. Bo Nix's first 300-yard game of his career. Hell yeah. Take that, Bo Nix haters, and sit on it and stick it where the sun doesn't shine. Like, I don't want to do the whole show on like how I pretty much hate the Bo Nix haters. You got hate in your heart, let it out. But it's ridiculous, man. All the crap that we had to hear before the draft, during the draft, after the draft, experts, third round pick. Like, nope. They got the flipping guy. Now, listen, Atlanta's defense is not good, obviously. Their offense is good, and that's a good team. It's a quality opponent for the whole. They haven't beat anybody. Well, you're going to keep saying that? They beat Tampa. They haven't beat anybody. They beat Atlanta. They haven't beat anybody. Damn near beat the Chiefs, although don't get me talking about last week. And the gut punch. What a bounce back for this team at home. The magic has returned because of the magician that is Bo Nix. Absolutely fantastic game from that young man. And I'll get into the Marvin Mims, the Javonte Williams conversation, the defense playing suffocating football. Like, I'll get into all of that. But I want to hear from you in the chat room. And hey, 48% of you that watched are not subscribed. We need about 1,000 more subscribers in the next month and a half. So hit subscribe right now. We've been down with Bo Nix from day one. If that doesn't get you to subscribe, I don't know what the hell will. Up here 7 days a week, Orange Blue Today, bringing the best Broncos information. Hell yeah, man. It's exactly what this young man can be. Is he going to still have some struggles along the way? Sure. If they roll up against a Buffalo or a Baltimore in the postseason, you know, how's that game going to look like? That's all conversations, but they're going. This type of game shows how they can go and make that run in the postseason. This was fantastic for Bo Nix. I'm going to start there and going to stick there with that young man. I mean, for pretty much the first half, and chat room, get me the numbers, but I feel like chat room, you're my Kev, since I don't have Kevin Kistner here, or you're my Jamie, since Mr. Joe Rogan has his Jamie. Yeah, look it up. In the first half, what do you have? 2 incompletions? Finished the game with 5 incompletions, 4 touchdowns, 300 yards. Beautiful, man. Absolutely wonderful game from Bo Nix. This is exactly what you want this young man to be. 38-6 final score, if I didn't say that. 307. So, Wyoming friends, what is up? Bo Nix dialing it up in the 307. Wish you kind of would have got 303, but whatever. It's here. It's now. It's live. And it was so much fun. I mean, it's just proof that this is a good team. Maybe they're not great. Maybe if they play an elite team, they'll get waxed like they did Baltimore. I don't even want to think about that right now. I know this team is a good team. I know this team can play quality football. I know Bo Nix is a good quarterback with the potential to be great. And we saw it today. And it's time to understand that they got to play who's on their schedule. It's time to understand that they got to take advantage of a defense that's banged up with a bunch of injuries. And, Justin Simmons, certainly do appreciate Justin Simmons, but he used a naughty word in the pregame huddle with his new teams in front of their home crowd. F them. Well, Justin, why'd you have to say that, Justin? You poop mouth. Like, yeah, maybe try a different pregame speech, because the Broncos worked your ass over. And they did it with Bo Nix through the air. And it was interesting to note just how this game plan came together. Another game plan. Another one for Sean Payton that was on point and on the money for Bo Nix. 28 to 33, 307 yards, 4 touchdowns, no INTs, only sacked once. I mean, awesome, incredible performance from Bo Nix, spreading the ball around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that 10? 5, 1 of the 5. Yeah, 10 different players caught a pass, or at least were targeted. Adam Trotman didn't get a catch, but he was targeted. So spreading the ball around, doing everything that Bo Nix did at Oregon. We're getting Oregon Bo. And if there's one thing to know, like, they're getting Oregon Bo. Oh my God, they're getting Oregon Bo. Like, holy crap, they're getting Oregon Bo. Like, look out, NFL world, because this kid can play, man. This is a great game. Great work from Bo Nix out there. What a game. No, Ortega says, breakout game for Nix. Hell yeah. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. Sean says, unreal. Yep. And then Roman with a very good point. That's how you start a game and finish a game. Sean is trusting Bo. Early on this year, and on this show, and on Orange and Blue today, and maybe even a little bit on Dover and Cecil, I had said, like, it's weird because Sean doesn't trust Bo. That's gone away since the Saints game. Something happened. Maybe it was the yelling match. We all remember they're yelling at each other, which Sean had to get off on, by the way. I'm sure he loves that because you got a guy that'll stand up to him. After that, and definitely from the Saints game till now, Sean has trusted Bo. He's doing everything that makes Bo comfortable, and Bo's executing. Bo's playing really good football, man. Bo, baby. That's right, Eric. Bo, baby. Tim going, woohoo. A little Homer Simpson on us. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's how it makes you feel, man. It makes you feel good because you were able to work over that team. Absolutely fantastic game. And this whole game gets that gift right there. A little perfection, a little kiss for everyone out there because this is what you needed from Bo. He's seeing the field well. He's using the eyes to manipulate his defense. Like, Sean W. saying they're a legit team. Yep. They're a legit team. They are a playoff team. Whether or not they make it there, like, that's yet to be determined. Cincinnati's going to be a little tougher. Cleveland, maybe. Indianapolis, maybe. Did I already say Indy? So, and then we'll see what Casey has at the end. Chargers game. Raiders. You take care of business, right? And the one, the cool refresher that you have with the Denver Broncos is, like, they're winning games that they should. They're winning them handily, and they're competing against quality teams. Now, Baltimore game notwithstanding, you picked a bad day to have a bad day, period. But in almost all this season against the Steelers, you might face the Steelers in the postseason. Steelers beating up on the Ravens today. Like, you might face the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs. This team wouldn't lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers the way they lost in week 2. It's a different team. And yes, the Steelers are also different with Russell Wilson. Good old Russ. But this is a different team. Much like when Colorado turned the corner, and I had said on the air, like, this team wouldn't lose to Nebraska. They lost to Nebraska when they played them. But that's a different team. This is a different team now because of Bo. Bo's making the moves, making the steps, believing in himself, gathering that confidence. Sean Payton trusting him. And honestly, it's been there with Bo. And listen, rookie, had to get used to the NFL. And I'm not saying that he's a finished product by any means. He can keep improving. He can keep improving. He's playing damn good football. He could play blankety blanking good football. Like, and continue on this upward trajectory. He's doing it, throwing to guys like Lil Jordan Humphrey. I'll do apologies to Lil Jordan Humphrey, but he's not exactly Justin Jefferson, everybody. I'll do apologies to my man Lucas Kroll, but he's not exactly Sam Laporta, right? Like, you get Bo some more weapons. Man alive, things could look really, really good. Christopher says, great day to be a Denver sports fan. Go Buffs and go Broncos. That is right. That's right. Justin yelling for joy. We believe, Ken. That's right. And we've always believed on this show. Now, are we against a conversation? No, never. And I think it's pathetic when teams will essentially run their media propaganda and say, you can't say anything bad about our coach or our players. You can't really say things. And I've got friends that work for affiliates that are like, yeah, we can't really say much. I've got other friends that say, we can say whatever we want. And they totally can't. Like, we know the deal. I want the conversation. But you're an absolute moron if you thought Bo Nix couldn't play. I mean, God bless you all. But if you're professing anybody who said he was a third-round pick, I talked to GMs. I talked to owners, multiple owners, not just the one in Denver. I talked to multiple big-name general managers, head coaches, lead scouting directors, and Bo Nix was a first-round pick for 2 years. 2 years. You're an absolute moron if you thought anything different or listen to anyone else that's like, hey, this guy talked to GMs and they said third-round pick. No, Bo can play, man. And the fact that Sean Payton's coming together with Bo, I think y'all need to celebrate whatever you're cracking the top on. I got a little Mountain Dew Zero tonight. I usually stop drinking caffeine at noon. At least I try. I'm failing today because this was great. This was fantastic. Bo's best game. He's not even done yet. Bo's best game, and he's still a rookie. He hasn't even got to that magic dozen number that I wanted to get to. It's fantastic what he's been able to do and how it's mainly on Sean. As I got off track. Sorry. I get off track on these shows. And please, apologies. Apologies to all. Subscribe to our channel. We need about 1,000 more in a month and a half. Let's go, baby. As someone who runs this YouTube channel, I beg of you, if you've ever liked me or thought that I was okay or would do in a pinch or whatever you think about me, even if you don't like me, subscribe to this channel because we have been down with Bo from day one and not in some sort of blind homer, like go Broncos like way. I bought this jersey the first day of rookie minicamp. Why? Because I saw Bo Nix. I'm getting chills right now just talking about it. I went out to rookie minicamp, and I saw, I mean, he's just slinging. He's slicing you up. Dicing. Slicing. And I'm seriously, again, getting chills remembering because it was Vele. You know, Vele was making plays for him. And you don't see this level of quarterback, and it's been forever. 2014. It's been forever. 10 years. Isn't that long enough? 10. You believe in numerology? 10. Been 10 years because Payton wasn't Payton in 2015. 10 years. It's been since I've seen that quality play a quarterback from the Denver Broncos. So, yeah, man, believed. And it's just getting started. And Sean Payton is just, imagine Payton. He's like a mad genius scientist just cooking up stuff that he can do with Bo, right? Because Bo's just learning. So Sean Payton getting on the same page with Bo, using plays like RPO Bo. That's been very big for him. RPO, different formations, putting Troutman and Marvin Mims in the backfield at the same time in a T formation out of the shotgun, using pistol formations. Like, it's been fantastic. So you see Sean Payton just now getting into the menu, now cooking up stuff. What's it going to look like a year from now? A year from now, are they Super Bowl contenders? Like, they're playoff contenders right now. Fast forward to a year from now, November 17th. Are they Super Bowl contenders? Because they damn well could be. I can't call them Super Bowl contenders right now. I could call them that in a year. Bo keeps growing like this. Sean Payton keeps coming together with Bo, keeps cooking up stuff for Bo Nix. It's fantastic. And they put better weapons around him. Hell yeah. And, the defense will see Vance Joseph takes a head coaching job or whatever. But, man alive, David, my man, David. That was fun. That was fun. Great game, says Tim. Bo just flushed the dirty turds. Complete team game, Mike. I wanted to get to this comment. I'm about 15 minutes late on your comment, so sorry. I'll get to them as we go through the show, and I do my weekly brain dump. I need this. I do. I think for my mental health, I just need this show to be able to be like, holy crap, did you see the Denver Broncos? Good and bad. And it was really good today. But as Mike points out, they solved the special teams issues by merely putting Alex Forsyth outside and Matt Pert on the inside. That solved the issues. And, I love the way that team rallied around Alex Forsyth, but they lost to that Kansas City game. Mason and I said it on this show. We said they're not coming out and saying it, but we were around those guys enough. I know. Mace knows. They're pissed off. They're ready to go. And with Atlanta, they just got it stuck to them. And I had brought up on the air, I talk a lot, so I'm sorry, I can't remember which show, but I brought up they had just lost, and everyone said, oh, watch out, the Falcons will be pissed. They just lost to Kansas City in a heartbreaking fashion. Blank you, Falcons, right? That's what it was going to be. That's what that locker room kind of had this building and, rallying around Forsyth, their guy, but also there's this stew. There was this something in the locker room where it was like, uh-oh, I don't want to be on the other side of those guys. And no one had 38-6, right? I think I said 27-24 Broncos. I was 38-6. Oh my God. Like an absolute beatdown. But it does not happen. Mike points it out here. It does not happen unless you play a complete game. Offense, defense, special teams. I'll touch on special teams a little bit. Defense, I got to get more into, but that offense is Bo Nix time. It's Bo time. And force feeding it to Court, I love that. I love it. That's what you got to do with Courtland Sutton. You do that with Sutton and you get him involved, And it doesn't matter if he had the Saints game or had 0 catches, but 7 for 78, 8 targets out of 32 passing attempts, 33 passing attempts, but 32 targeted players. You just make it happen with Courtland Sutton and 7 for 78. Now, he's never had 300-yard games in a season. So it would have been nice to get him over the century mark. I'm glad they got Bo over the 300-yard mark because that game was over. Bo was sitting there at 240 and the game was over. And I thought to myself, man, the first 300, it'd be nice, but how are they going to do it? All you got to do is run the ball. And then little Jordan Humphrey doesn't screw up and gets a touchdown from Bo Nix. Chris says, it's been a while since I enjoyed a game that much. Might have been since 2014. I mean, seriously. Or 2015 if you appreciate defensive football. Nice to see the no-fly zone back, man. David say with the beat down. Yep, team is gelling, Christopher, and Nix broke out. That's right. Bo Nix, rookie of the year. Yep. Great play calling by Sean. Yep. Bo leaving still. Go Broncos. Bo knows. Hell of a game. And to come back after that heartbreak, it's one of those things how do you respond? Do you respond because, you're down and out? Let's see if I change the lighting, if that helps. Somebody said my color was off. Okay. How do you jump back after that heartbreak against Kansas City? To come back in this way. And I love what Corey says. Corey, what's up, man? Corey's my dude. You want to talk about big-time Broncos fan? That's Corey right there. 38-6. It wasn't as close as it indicated. Now, Corey might have heard some of the other talk from other people, not on the fan, saying that Bo wasn't the guy. So, Corey, I totally agree with you. And come back to the fan, baby. Because we were never down on Bo. We were honest about Bo. Struggle, improve, excel. That's what Dover and I said. Struggle, improve, excel. He's struggling early and a little bit of improvement, some flashes of excel, Tampa game. And now, while struggles may still be there, he's also improve and excel. That's where he's at. Improve and excel on a weekly basis. Maybe a little bit of struggle, but whereas it was a little bit of excel earlier, there's been a tipping of the scales, right? I'll use all sort of buzzwords, paradigm, shift in paradigm, think outside the box, a shift of the whatever, because it was like struggle and improve and then a little bit of excel. Now it's improve and excel and a little bit of struggle. Bo's shifted that fulcrum. He shifted his season and he's shifting into high gear, and it's fan flipping tastic. I love it. I love it. And it feels great. And I'm not going to tell anyone how to spend their money, but with Christmas coming up, you know, a little Bo Nix jersey under the tree, make the kids happy. I saw a kid in a Russell Wilson jersey today. I was like, yeah. And jerseys are expensive, so get the kid a Bo Nix jersey. Get everybody a Bo Nix jersey. And I think that's kind of not hot jersey talk, but like if you look and looking at the crowds, you know, it's a lot of Peyton Manning still, a lot of Von Miller still, a lot of Philip Lindsay still. Those guys don't play for this team. Love them. Dear friends, all of them. They don't play for this team. You can get a Pat Surtain, Bo Nix jersey, cornerstones to this franchise. It's been fantastic. Jason says sit on it. Yeah, Corey said they could have easily scored 50. Yep, they could have. Wearing a Knicks jersey. That's right. Eric says no more football dives, please. Is that Josh Dover? Can't stand the fullbacks. Look out, the Broncos are coming. Dean asks who I'm naming for Bo Nix haters. They're everywhere, and they're pretty quiet right now. So I have a message to all Bo Nix haters. It's merely this. Shut the hell up. That's right. That's right. Bo Nix was outstanding today, and it's great to see him come together. Again, force feeding Courtland Sutton. Devon Bailey, 4 for 66. I like that because usually Devon is and Sutton kind of played that role today. Sutton was more of I call him alliteration receiver, 7 for 78. And Devon Bailey had been the 3 for 38 guy or 4 for 46 guy. Well, today he did some stuff after the catch, 4 for 66. The big 33-yarder benefiting his day, so he's 3 for 33. He's the alliteration guy, except for that one big play, but the one big play helped. Little Jordan Humphrey with 4 for 52 and a touchdown. Marvin Mims, let's get there. Let's get to Marvin. And I'll say this, and if I have a chance to ask Sean about it, I will. You always got to be careful with Sean. Are you going to get chatty, expansive Sean, or are you going to get Sean that does this? Lucas Kroll was really good at minicamp. Anyway, I might get a chance to ask Sean Payton just about how proud he is of Marvin Mims. Listen, Marvin was dog cussing Johnny Moe at training camp, and this is all public information, so I can talk about it. But you had Johnny Morton, who yells at everybody, their passing game coordinator. He just yells all the time. The only guy that yelled back was Marvin Mims. So Marvin has shown some frustration. I've talked to Marvin. I even asked him in week 2 or whatever about like, hey, how do you stay patient? They're like, well, I don't have a choice. I have to stay patient. When my opportunity comes, I have to make a play. And what's interesting about Marvin is it's not making a play and like pressing, like, now I got to do everything right now. Marvin's staying within himself. What a great game from Marvin Mims. And now publicly and even privately to me, I'm not saying that Marvin was totally pissed off, but I have 2 eyes and a brain sometimes. And in watching Marvin Mims at training camp, yelling back at his coach, the only player to do it, and then talking to Marvin, and Marvin's He's a little curt sometimes. And I'm not saying that is a bad thing. In fact, I really like Marvin. I think Marvin likes me. But he's a little, you can tell that spice is right there. You can tell he might be a little pissed off. You can tell he might be a little extra motivated or a lot extra motivated. He won't tell you. Marvin Mims has never said publicly or privately, I'm frustrated with my role. But I watch him on the practice field and he's upset. I watch him yelling at his coach in training camp and he's upset. I talk to him in the locker room, and while he's not upset, he's just very curt and a little shorter with his answers. But that confidence was always brewing. Sean Payton loves him some fire. Is he like the fire starter? Is he Firestar? Is he the Dark Phoenix? I got a room full of comic books. Trust me, I'd talk about them all day. Okay? But he loves guys with fire. I just did 25-minute rant on Bo Nix, how great he is because he has fire. And Sean Payton absolutely loves that. Marvin Mims has fire as well and ultimate confidence in himself. Never was shaken. Never had his confidence shaken. Never was a guy to get down. Never was a guy to call out the coaches. Never was a guy to call out his quarterback. Never was a guy to blame others. This is important. Marvin Mims was also never a guy to shy away from what he needed to do. Okay? We all know this. Marvin is not a great route runner yet. I always give a wide receiver 3 years. So give him 3 years, see what he says, see what he does. And on his little wheel route, which is great design by Sean, by the way, which again speaks to Sean Payton's adaptability. Hey, Marvin, you're not real great at running routes? Just kind of run a wheel route. And, you'll make a big play. That's perfect. Listen, not everyone is going to be everything right now. Bo Nix is not going to be a world beater right now. He could be. Marvin Mims is not going to be a great route runner right now, but he could be. And in the meantime, you can't sit around and get pissed off as a coach and be like, why can't you do everything, second-year guy who barely plays on offense? No, you craft it up and say, okay, you can't do it. Stop. You can't do that. What can you do? Now let's do that. And then build off of that, stack off of that, layers. Sean Payton's offense is about layers or levels. It's sail concepts, basically, but there's levels to them. And a sail concept is just 2 out and 2 long. 2 short outs and 2 long. We call them, corner routes or whatever. So what level are you at? What layer are you on? Sean Payton has found that with Marvin Mims, and Mims is responding with great play. 2 for 49 and a touchdown. Big 37-yarder. Fantastic. 3 carries, 4 yards. Now, that's a yard a carry. That's not great, Bob. But his speed, and now just bringing him on a little end around. Remember all the times with Jerry Jeudy, they would end around him, and not even end around, just run down the line of scrimmage. And 1 would never give him the ball, and 2, when he did the fake, he was past the quarterback, which was always funny. But they weren't going to use Jerry Jeudy, and I think if they did, it was like once, and it was terrible. Now you use Marvin. Okay, yeah, 3 carries, 4 yards. That's not great, Bob, but it also makes the defense prepare for that. Look out, Marvin's coming around. He may get the ball, and the dude is fast. Lightning fast. So I love the fact that you can take a player who's not a complete player, but who's a playmaker and is a proven a second-team All-Pro as a return man, Pro Bowler as a return man as a rookie. So he's a playmaker, and you find a way to make it work. That's Sean Payton. That's Bo Nix. That's fantastic. Pass Pro was amazing. I believe Tom and my man Andrew Mason, who'll be checking in and doing his reports from the locker room and from the sidelines in a power field at Mile High, they are actually better than they were last year. Last year, they were number 8 in Pass Pro. And, excuse me, This year, I believe they're number 5. Could be wrong. May still have those numbers in terms of pass block win rate. And also Atlanta doesn't. Nick Bonito now has more sacks than Atlanta does. Close. I think Bonito has 8 and they have 9. They have 10 now. They got a sack today. So they have 10 sacks as a team on the entire year. Nick Bonito, one guy, special. Oh boy, do I got to talk about Nick Bonito. One guy has almost as many sacks as Atlanta does. So the pass pro was great. Atlanta doesn't rush the passer at all. They can't. Jason says, where are the haters? Yep. Bo's better every week. Craig's bringing this up. It's true. He's improving every week. Now, will he take some steps back or will he have some struggles? Yes. And if Bo struggles against name the team, I'm not going to lose my mind. You have to be pleased with where Bo Nix is at right now. He's ahead of schedule. And my man Mike Kliss just tweeted this out. Throw away the first 2 games, and Bo Nix has 14 touchdown passes and 2 INTs. That's something, huh? Andrew says it feels good, man. Let Bo grow. Steve did call it on Facebook. Steve called it. Steve, you're like the only one, 38-6. But Steve called it. I synced it. Hip rock. That's my dude right there. Bo Nix is our quarterback. The future is bright. I'm excited. I'm excited as well. And listen, I love Jaden Daniels, but Bo Nix is playing better football. And Jaden's got a rib injury. Before the Jaden Daniels slander continues, he's dealing with a rib injury. And I talked to people around that team. Pretty important people around that team. It's how I knew Jaden Daniels was going to be their pick. He's dealing with a ribs injury. He should probably sit for a month, and he's playing. So, Jaden Daniels is the man. But if this class becomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, yes, please, all day. Give that to me all day. It'll be fantastic. Marcos says, cheers to Cease and Mace. And Bo leave. That's right. Jim says, Knicks haters can eat it. That's right. Knicks did tie Briscoe for touchdown passes, Holy Diver. Is that right? In tying Marlon Briscoe. I saw him bring it up on the broadcast. But Holy Diver, who's a real one, by the way, real one. Give it to me in the chat room here. Swept the NFC South last time, 2015, I believe, and it was the NFC North. Correct me if I'm wrong again. Chat room. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Love that the Broncos demolished the Dirty Birds. Outstanding game. And we are hitting the Excel. He's hitting the accelerator. Bo is the guy. Yep, that's right. Give Payton his credit today, too. Very much true. Very much true. Stampede Broncos running all over the place. Let's talk about Javonte Williams. To be a great coach, you need to know how to motivate your players. Javonte Williams needed motivation. Javonte Williams is not great anymore. As a rookie, I think he was great. He was my number 1 running back, and then he had a massive knee injury. I think he's good. He's not great anymore, and that's just an honest assessment. Don't at me, bro. But 9 for 59, 6.6 a carry, 1 rushing touchdown that they carried him in. It was awesome. 4 catches, 28 yards. He's so trusted in pass protection. So 28, 30, so 90, 88 yards, something like that. Don't make me do math. 88 all-purpose yards and a touchdown. That's great. That is fantastic work from Javonte Williams. How do you motivate your guys? You go with the hot hand approach. And Joe Lombardi said it this week. And fantasy GMs, I'm sorry. Because last week it was like, I guess we'd dump Javonte and get Audric Estime. And then this week it was like, I guess we'd dump Estime and get Javonte. Or you just kind of avoid the Denver backfield from a fantasy standpoint. But this ain't fantasy football. This is the really real world, T-Bird. And in the really real world, the Broncos are using the hot hand approach. So as Joe Lombardi said, hey, you're doing good things, we'll keep giving you the ball. Javonte was doing good things, they kept giving him the ball. Javonte wasn't dancing. He's danced too much in the backfield, taking ghost steps, losing his momentum, and not maximizing his yards after contact. The dude is a hammer. He's an absolute beast. And today he looked like that, even with less than 10 carries. You love to see it. And as a team, 26 carries, 105 yards, 4 yards carrying, a rushing touchdown. Perfect. Michael Burton thing, whatever. Marvin Mims thing, again, that's more for the other team to kind of look out for that. Bo Nix is a runner outside of the Saints game when he was 10 for 75. Since then, I think he's ran about 17 times for about 30 yards. That's just top of my head. Again, chat room, you can double check me. The chat room, you're my fact checkers. But since the 10 for 75 game on the ground, Bo Nix really hasn't ran the ball. And he doesn't need to because he can slice you up from the pocket. The fact that he can run is the cherry on top. He's not a running quarterback, although he was the number one dual threat quarterback when he went to Auburn. He can run. He can beat you as a runner, but he mainly can beat you as a passer. And his intermediate passes, Nick Kosmider, a buddy from The Athletic, had the numbers. Simply fantastic. First month of the season, about 30% on 5 to 15 yards. Now, that number's higher. I think it was 70%. Top of my head. Again, Nick Kosmider on Twitter, on The Athletic, or in the echo chamber that is Blue Sky, or Parler, or Truth Social, or Mastodon, or any of the other ones. Threads, right? I did a Don't Be That Guy on Friday of like, don't be that guy that has to announce you're leaving Twitter because Elon is the devil or whatever. Like, who gives a crap? Let's talk about the Broncos. And 2 bricks shy of a load. Says, preach it, brother. All right, I'm preaching, that's for sure. Bo just keeps building. I like what you're seeing from Bo. I like what you're seeing with the help in the ground game. Sean Payton said it to begin the year. The best friend of a rookie quarterback is a rushing attack. Javonte did it today. Estimate a little bit less so, 6 for 16. That's mainly at the end of the game. You're just trying to close it out. Jaleel McLaughlin in the fourth quarter actually ran through a bit of an arm tackle. So keep building on that. He's a really good kid. And 4 for 19, 4.8 a carry. Yes, more. Give him 8 carries, more from this ground game. And Bo's out there dealing, man. 307, 4 touchdowns, no INTs. Only got hit 3 times, only got sacked once. A fantastic full team effort. And that was impressive. Statement game, that's for sure. Bona fide. I love it. I absolutely love it. Bo Nix is the Messiah. Lurker Troy says, hit that like button, Bronco Nation or Broncos country. Either way, rookie of the year. That's right. And I want to now talk about the defense and Nick Bonito. I was texting with, I'll just tell you, humble brag. I was texting with Chad Ryder from NFL Network. And if you know anything about Chad, he is the ultimate draft guy. He does the draft coverage for NFL Network. He is the behind the scenes guy who is, helping out research for Daniel Jeremiah, who's a dear friend. And actually, DJ got to start in media on my podcast for 2 years on the Audible. So DJ, love him. Great man. Bucky Brooks, great dude. The guy behind the guys is Chad Ryder. Chad and I were texting about Nick Bonito because coming out of college, while I was excited about the Bonito pick, I was like, okay, doesn't do well against the run, and he doesn't know how to stack moves. Well, Happy learned how to putt. And that's one thing Chad and I were texting about is like, he wasn't this guy in college. He's really developed. Now, again, he's a little on the lighter side, so you can run at him. But like Von Miller, who is more stout, he can get around you and then trip you up as a runner. So that's run defense doesn't mean Jonathan Cooper take you on, stuff the run. Run defense can mean I'm going to run around you and bend and then knock your feet. I don't want to knock over my beautiful Mountain Dew Zero. I'm addicted to caffeine and comic books and cars and Jordans and football. It's fine. Nick Bonito, though, has now learned how to stack multiple moves, still has that speed, great timing off the snap. Like, he just understands the cadence. He studies it well. And Bonito's got that dog in him. I talk to him every other week. Try to get to him once a week. But Bonito's got that dog in him. Like my man Coop does. Coop is a great guy. But Bonito's got that fire. He's got those study habits. Like, you're not going to fool him. Maybe a hard count gets him whatever. It gets everybody once in a while. But he is a player that studies his ass off to be as great as he is. And it shows. The proof is in the pudding. You can't get by in this league on just your supreme God-given talent. You must study. You must work. Now, when you have supreme God-given talent like Nick Bonito, and you study, and you work, and you develop, then you get 8 sacks in 9 games. Whatever the number is. It's outstanding. Nick Bonito is flipping special. Or to quote Brandon Stokely, he's special. But Nick Bonito is the man. And to see his development, it's been absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And you can't wait to see more. Now, you're going to have to pay him. A year from now, when I said the Broncos are Super Bowl contenders, one of the main reasons why they will be Super Bowl contenders a year from now is the play of Nick Bonito. So the play of Nick Bonito will get you there, and then you're going to have to pay him. And that's going to be expensive, much more expensive than the Coop got 17 million a year. Is that right? I wanted him to get 20. I don't think he got 20. I think he got 17. Either way, Nick's going to get 20. Nick's going to get 20 million. 20 million to be a bargain if you get Nick Bonito for 20 million a year. That's what he's going to do. And I love that story. As a second-round pick, you don't have the fifth-year option, so you can get your money faster. And then as a second-round pick, you don't have the opportunities that a first-round pick does. Plus, it's like, okay, why did they, I don't want to say hate you, because, again, I think the term hater is a little bit overdone, although Bo Nix haters can sit on it and spin. Nick Bonito, every team in the league passed on Nick Bonito. Why? Because he was slender and he didn't know how to stack moves and he was a liability against the run. What happens when you're bulk up, when you're not a liability against the run, and you do learn how to stack moves? What happens then? Oh, you're the best in the league. That's what happens. And we're seeing it with Nick Bonito. Absolutely outstanding from Bonito there. They were, while Kirk Cousins was in the game, and think about that, we saw Michael Penix and Jarrett Stidham. Now, it's rich man, poor man. I've used this comparison on the radio before, but rich man, poor man, it's like an outdoor shower. If you have an outdoor shower, you're either really rich or really poor. When Michael Penix is in the game, if you're a Falcons fan, that's either really good or really bad. You're either up by 30 and he gets in, or you're down by 30 and he gets in. Same with Jarrett Stidham. It's rich man, poor man. But think about that in this game where, I mean, it was over in the third quarter. Broncos are just steamrolling. This can now be the future. Not every week, okay? But this can be, you're changing expectations. And Sean knows that. Sean knows that. You're raising expectations, which is good. I want the expectations to be the highest of the high for Nuggets fans. You want a championship. You have the best player in the world. You should have championship expectations. The Broncos aren't there yet. Obviously, they haven't won a championship with Bo Nix. But now that you have the guy, this season is no longer, we got to figure out Bo Nix. You have figured out, get a big old check mark on that one. You figured it out. Bo Nix is the guy. So this season now becomes, how far can you go in the postseason? Can we get crazy? Who wants to get nuts? Broncos country, let's get nuts. So this season, the change of the expectations has been there because it's raised the bar. This isn't any longer like just with Knicks and just see and 5 wins. I mean, Lord knows I don't talk very kindly about Vegas. Not the city. The city's whatever. I've been there like 40 times and it's fun to be sure. Nothing, I don't want to sound like an old man shaking my fist at the cloud, but like I'm talking about the stupid gambling. Like, and I don't say very nice things about it. One, because I've had friends who lost a lot over gambling. And two, like, I don't enjoy sports because of my flippin' parlay. I don't care. I'm sure glad that I'm, imagine if you're, had some ducats on Audric Estime. You're going to be pissed off because he didn't hit his over. You know what I mean? Hell no. When the hell would you be pissed off after this big of a day? But now the stupid 5.5 wins or whatever the win total was, like, okay, that was bogus. I said 9 wins. I always keep this handy dandy card right here. The day the schedule came out, Andrew Mason and I went through the schedule. Mace had him with 8 wins, or excuse me, Mace had him at 7-10. I had him at 9-8. People thought I was a homer. I'm not even a Broncos fan. And they say, oh, you're a homer, 9 wins. 9 wins was always possible. Mace at 7, that's, right in the number there. The stupid 5.5, that's just stupid. You don't understand what this team is building. It's why, who knows what this defense is? This defense is damn good. Stop calling it the Anonymous Crush. That was kind of a cool nickname for like a week. But then when the rest of the nation, like, no, you should know Zach Allen, number 1 in pressures in the NFL. You should know Nick Bonito, a all-pro season turned in from Nick Bonito. You should know Jonathan Cooper. You already know Pat Surtain. But all these other players, like, you need to know these names. It's not the Anonymous Crush. It's a damn good football team. That stupid 5.5 win total. Like, come on, man. It was always there. Mark says the Broncos can win out. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. I'm not predicting that, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities. And the Cincinnati game, I think, that's the stickler. Don't know what to think about Cincinnati just yet because they can always get you. Defense is terrible, but Joe Burrow, he'll throw 5 touchdowns on you like that. Even on Vance Joseph's defense, Joe Burrow with T. Higgins' return, it's pretty dangerous. Pretty dangerous. So, all right, got about 10 minutes left. I'm sorry I get to these a little bit late. Bo Nix dominated. That's right. Nix is a Jody's the dude right there. Nix is a franchise quarterback, boys and ladies. Beavis says Devin Key isn't a long-term solution. We're ever going to see Jail Skinner start at safety. He got in there at the end of the game, and he's mainly a special teams guy, but Beavis right now, he's just not doing what the team wants him to do defensively. But he's a young player. Give him another year before we say he's just a special teams guy. And listen, where you got him in the draft, if Skinner turns into your David Bruton, nice to see Bruton out there honored with the no-fly zone today. But if Jail Skinner turns into David Bruton, that's a great pick. So, there you go. Javonte Truck Simmons. I like Justin. I just didn't like his potty mouth before the game. So there you go. 3 more wins. Recovering midwit says. Happy learned how to putt. That's right. 84% completion. There you go. Let's go Broncos. That's right. Benching starts as a new development. Okay. Yeah. Look out for that. Bench him and then watch for him to start. Estime looking good too. Again, late in the game, it's just kind of winding it down. Not really going to judge Estime this week, but I'm excited. As long as he hangs on to the ball, I'm excited. Oregon Bo is a good thing. That's right. Bo hucks some lasers. That's very true, Brad D. A lot of lasers out there from Bo. Again, he doesn't have the cannon. I can't throw it 80 on a rope, but you barely do that in the NFL. You need to be able to throw it 40 with zip and velocity and pass placement, not just accuracy. Accuracy numbers can be fudged because of screen passes and short stuff. You need pass placement. Look at the placement he had for Vele on one of those lasers that Brad D talked about. He put it on Vele in stride, led him to open space, over a defender, right in stride, laser. Great stuff. Great stuff. Crazy. Haven't watched a Broncos offense like today in a while. It's been a minute. Brian, that was very refreshing. I love to see it. I love to see it, man. And it can get, there can be more. Chips on shoulders from Holy Diver. That's right. That locker room had chips on their shoulders. Great game, says Nathan. Let's flip and Bo from Jeremy. Bo Nix is exciting. It is exciting. KC game officially forgotten. I'm still mad about it. Sorry, Jason. For the millionth time, I'll say I don't like Kansas City fans. They don't like me. I'll be fine, and they'll be fine. But they are more obnoxious than Patriots fans. Now that they've had success, they're incredibly, and I can't stand the Kelseys. Sorry. Like, don't care about who he's dating. Don't care about any of that. Pat Mahomes is all right. I mean, I admire his game, to be sure. Like I admired Tom Brady. You know, it's like, man, I hate you, but you're really good. Can't stand Pat Mahomes, but he's really good. So, Alex wanted 40. You can get greedy now with this team. Again, talking about changing expectations. Daniel's saying, we coming. That's right. Look out, says Mike. Real team win. That's right. Beautiful. That is correct. I think Joe's talking about my Cleveland thing. Cleveland's defense, if they're checked in, you know, I'm not overlooking anybody, not even the stupid Raiders. And yes, the Raiders are stupid. And if you're a Raiders fan, sorry to my buddy Pot Stoner Degenerate. You might see him in the chat room. If you do, say hi to Jason. He's up there in Greeley. He loves his edibles and Baja Blast Slurpees, but he's a Raiders fan. So Jason, forget you as a Raiders fan. My buddy Mark also is a pastor up in Erie. He's a Raiders fan. And David Smock is a Raiders fan. Damn, why do I know so many Raiders fans? Am I a bad guy? I know Raiders fans. Anyway, I'm not even overlooking the stupid Raiders. And yes, the Raiders are stupid. So I agree with this one. Broncos are a team nobody wants to face in the playoffs. You rematch Baltimore, might be a little different. And I don't think that's a hot take. Like, it won't be 41-10. But you rematch Baltimore, a little different. You rematch the Steelers, a little different. You know, Kansas City, rematch, a little different. So bring it on. And that's exactly the type of team that you want to be. Now, a year from now, you want to be a legit Super Bowl contender. Right now, you just want to be a tough out in the playoffs. And who would have thought that at the beginning of the season? We were talking about Jarrett Stidham competing for the starting job. Who would have thought we would be here? I wanted 12 games from Bo Nix. I hope I get 17. I hope I get 21 or whatever the number is to go to the Super Bowl. Like, it's awesome watching his development. Is Mims the Joker? Christian asks. Well, technically, this is my football nerd coming out. A Joker can only be a running back or a tight end. However, as Stephen A would say, Marvin's kind of playing a running back now. So is he the Joker? Yeah, kind of. As a running back, right? So good observation, Christian. I like that comment. Nick Bonito, baby. That's right. Steelers D is really good. Yep. Nahid says, I have a face for radio, ugly as F. Wow, Nahid. Everyone's feeling good. By the way, when people say, like, you have a face for radio, I go, I'm sorry I didn't turn you on. Apologies. I woke up today and said, man, that Nahid guy on Facebook, I got to make sure he's real aroused when I'm on. Yeah, you're fine. I'm fine. Face for radio. I've heard that before. I'll hear it again. I don't care. Mark saying, I was so proud of Bo today. Good for him. That's right. And Bo, late in the game, when they had to settle for the field goal, I believe to make it 38-6, Did you see Bo on the sidelines? He was kind of pissed off that that the drive stopped. And it was 38-6. Isn't that awesome? Maybe I'm wrong, but they flashed to the sidelines, both sitting there like looking at the iPad or the Microsoft Surface, whatever Roger Goodell wants you to buy. And he didn't seem happy. And I like that. I don't want a guy out there cracking jokes, playing grab ass, just kind of messing around. It's 38-6, guys, whatever. Where's my backwards hat? Bo was looking at that surface and he was, concerned. He was upset that drive stopped and it was 38-6. If that doesn't say something, I don't know what does. Why does my jersey look black and orange? I have no idea. Is it the blue? Is it the dark blue right there? It's a real jersey. Trust me. It cost enough. Anyway, so keep them coming. Keep them coming. Here's Jalen. They need to beat real teams. Jalen, they're playing Jalil. Sorry. Jalil. They're playing who's on their schedule. So I did this rant earlier in the show, so I'm going to do it again. Don't give me they need to beat a real team. Let's just wait. The Broncos actually can't play this week, guys, because they have to wait for their next real team, which is who? Are you going to say that when they beat Cincinnati? Are you going to say that when they beat the Chargers? Are you going to say that if they beat the Chiefs, if it's a Carson Wentz game instead of Pat Mahomes? Are you going to go back and say that about the Tampa Bay game? So, Jalil, appreciate you. Glad that I got your name right, hopefully. But I'm done with this whole, they got to beat teams. They kicked the crap out of that team. If you're not happy after this game, and again, nobody's saying Super Bowl, but we're saying tough out in the playoffs. That's what you should be saying. Sharon says this game was fun to watch. That's right. It was fun. I love it. Go Broncos from El Paso. Got some gunslinger in him. That's true. That's true. Little Jordan going to cost us a game. He makes me more nervous than Audric Estime does. Estime, I'm almost ready to trust him. I'm ready to believe. But Little Jordan, every single time, I'm like, just don't screw it up. That's right. Holy Diver's cracking the top. Well, let me know what you got there, Holy Diver. It's just Mountain Dew for me right now. So there you go. All right, as we wrap up today's program, that's my quarterback. Sir Les says, NFL critics, what happened if only 5 wins this season? Exactly. Devin Weed says, Cecil, you always say you're not a Broncos fan, yet you get ultra excited and happy when they win. Can you clear that up? Yes. Simply put, I can't be a fan in the job that I do. Can I get a Bo Nix jersey? Yeah, I'm a grown man. I can do whatever I want. But for me, Devin, and I appreciate the question and I appreciate the clarity, because people will be like, you're a Steelers fan. I'm like, well, I used to be a Steelers fan. I came from a family full of Broncos fan. I'm the black sheep, or more accurately, since I'm Chicano, the brown sheep of my family. So I always wanted to be a little bit different. And when I grew up and was going to high school in the 90s, we were super, super poor. And I remember arguing with Derek Wolfe about how poor, I outpoured Derek Wolfe, who had to sleep on the Kelsey's couch when he was growing up. So yeah, I was poorer than Derek Wolfe. Humble brag. But because of that, we would shop at the Salvation Army in Greeley and secondhand stores in Greeley. And all the stuff from the 70s, like all the Steelers jerseys from the 70s were turned in. So I was wearing like a Terry Bradshaw jersey in the 90s because you could get it for like 10 cents or a quarter or whatever. So, and plus at the time in the 90s, all my CU guys who I love CU, like love CU, receiver Charles Johnson, Joel Steed, Deion Figures, Cordell Stewart, my man Chad Brown, like multiple players from Colorado went to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it was like, great. I'm the rebel. I'm the guy with long hair that, can ride horses and rope. pretty good still to this day. Cause again, I like to be different. An old producer called me the heavy metal cowboy, and that was before I had long hair. So it's like, I want to be different. So I was different. Whole family full of Broncos fans. And as I've told the story before, I'll make it somewhat quick. We didn't go on vacation. Again, super poor country people. Didn't go to Disneyland. Didn't go on vacation. Hit the rodeo trail and then headed home if dad didn't win. That's the role that you have. But in my entire family, including my grandparents, on Sundays, we would stop working, which for me is a rarity. We would stop working and go watch the Broncos. The biggest fans that I know, the biggest Broncos fans I know, are my dear departed grandma Mildred, who loved John Elway, and my sister Carrie. When the Broncos won Super Bowl 32, I called my sister Carrie, and she was crying. I watched her during the drive cry like an old sick cow, and Elway's at the 2. Carrie's bawling, belligerent, just terrible noises. And I'm sitting in front of her. She's laying on the couch just crying. And as they go down the field, tears get less and less and less. And then Elway hits Mark Jackson in the end zone. And then it was like elation, right? So Carrie's biggest Broncos fan I know. My grandma Mildred was a larger Broncos fan than her. I'm a rebel. I wanted to be different. So, and again, because we're poor, nobody's turning in their Elway jersey in 1990. But you could buy Terry Bradshaw stuff forever. And then Terry was a jerk to me at the Walmart in Brighton. But anyway, that's a different story. So now in doing what I do, I can't be honest if I'm a fan. And there's plenty of fanboy media, mainly with the Nuggets media. Man, it's bad. But I don't want to be a member of fanboy media, wherever my credential is. And I don't know if I can even show you my credential. But like, I don't want to just have a badge and be like, everything's great, everybody. I want to be able to say, I don't like that pick from George Payton. Even if it's Montrell Washington and people question my sanity, why is Cecil upset over some 5th round pick? Because he can't play. And they could have got Isaiah Pacheco or whatever. I won't belabor it. Maybe I will. But if I'm a fan, I can't tell you that. Because then it's just like, go Broncos, and they know more than me, so whatever, go Broncos. And they do know more than me. But I'm also going to form my own opinions about this team. That's why, and I think maybe it should be the canary in the coal mine, although it should be the opposite of that. When I buy a Bo Nix jersey on the first day of rookie minicamp, I don't know if that's a message from God or a higher power or whatever you believe, but when a non-fan who watches a lot of football sees that guy, and the very first time he puts on a Broncos helmet, and I spend $130 on this jersey or 150, whatever it was. Jerseys are stupid expensive now. Just stupid. I think that's a sign. So for you guys, I can't really be a fan. And it kind of sucks because the last draft party I had with my best friend Biggie, what's up, was Willis McGahee's draft. Because we used to throw parties for the draft, and it was fun. It was fun being a football fan. As a football analyst, I can't be a fan anymore. I can still love the game, as I do. I can still obsess over the game, as I do. I can still take the game too seriously, as Tyler Columbus told me one time. You take this way too seriously. And I was like, yeah, because I love this game, and I appreciate those that love it as well. So I get excited because my whole family is Broncos fans. Every single one of them, except me. Like, I get excited because I know people I love are getting excited. And that makes me super happy. It doesn't make me super happy to see Carrie get hit on in the chat room. She's my sister. But like, and Carrie, if you're here, I don't know if you're here. I hope you're here. Like that's the story. So thank you for allowing me to expand on that a little bit. I know maybe that's not the hottest post-game talk you wanted, but I was asked, and there's your answer. There's your answer. I can be more honest with you because I'm not a fan. And I'm not just going to say like everything they do is great. It's totally great, guys. Everything's perfect. Like, no, sometimes it's not. But right now, Josh Shaver, that was Broncos football. Yep. That was, hey, they showed up, you beat them down. Don't give me this. They don't know. Hey, they didn't play anybody. Like, they're not going to stop the season. Oh, wait, Carolina this week, guys. Can't play because they haven't played anybody. You got to be like Debo, except for getting a brick in the face at the end. Beat them down, beat you down. That's what you have to be like. So there you go. Bill's going to beat the Chiefs. See, I gotta get the show wrapped up so I can see what's going on around the league. Plus, I'll be doing the Audible Sigma Bloom. Shout out Sigmund. Mims is the new Joker. Yeah, I'm gonna ask Sean that. Cease works more than Amazon. Yeah, maybe. I might have to work for Amazon too. I got to pay for college for my children that I love dearly. And I love you guys dearly as well. So thank you very much for watching on the show. And again, Kenny says, Bo Nix jersey on order. That's right. Number 10 on the field, number 1 in your hearts. That is Bo Nix. Before I wrap up, like super serious talk is there's a bonus attached to the number of subscribers we get to the end of the year. We're about 1,000 short. I got a month and a half to get you guys to get that number to 16,000. I'll just tell you what it is. We need to have 16,000 by December 31st. Mace works his ass off. Everyone on Denver Sports. Will, Jake, James, me, Mace, anybody else that we add. You know what you have to do if you work for Denver Sports? You have to work hard because there's a lot of sports going on. And we want to bring you the best coverage. We want to be the outlet of record, I believe is what Andrew Mason says. So I'll ask for Mace and for me and for everyone else on our Denver Sports team. We don't do any silly super chats. See, Kenny, I put up his Bo Nix thing. I didn't even need a super chat. And I know, there's Kyle, and I've got friends that do super chat shows, which is great, but I don't need you to pay me to put your comment up. I just need to have the time to be able to do that. So because we don't ask you for any silly super chats, because denversports.com doesn't have a paywall. We don't have a paywall. Hey, pay to read what I wrote. No, just come read Mile High Monday every single week. I write it every week. 3 observations. I've already started it. I write it every week. Denversports.com. All of Andrew Mason, all of Will Peterson, all of Jake Shapiro, all of James Marilat. Like right there at denversports.com for free. For free. Broncos, Buffs, Nuggets, Avs, Rockies. A little bit. Because of that, sure would be nice to get a nice little bonus around Christmas time. That's weird that I did that. I will stop doing that. Sure would be nice. And we can do that if we get to that 16,000 number as subscribers. So please subscribe. 48% of you that watch now are not subscribed. Please subscribe. And I kind of run the YouTube channel for Denver Sports. I'm very, very involved with it. It would mean a lot to me personally if y'all would do that. So please do that. And Bills just won. There we go. Bills just won. KC went down. Chiefs, bye-bye. There you go. Down go the Chiefs. Okay, good. Now we can get that out of the way and get back to a rematch with Kansas City. And I'm not talking about regular season. I'm talking about postseason. That's right. So anyway, appreciate you all. And, I always wrap up the show with some Mike Patton. That was a great game. Stay frosty, everybody.